Yeah, what's up, Alfred? Yeah, I thought about it. Since we're back in time, I figure then I'll just start an hour early now. Just moving forward. We'll see how that works. I mean, because shit, if we start the stream and end the stream at the normal time, and then technically we'll be up until like 11:30. So shit, why not? But how you doing, man? So I was looking at your oh, is it? Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So yeah, I was looking at your so I thought you did you reset your TFD account? Or was I mistaken? I thought you said that all right. Let's see what happens here. The market's gonna fill this gap right here. And let's see if the market breaks out. Let's see. I'm gonna take the short here. Like, don't break out. Don't break out. Okay. So we'll see what happens here. Mm. Oh man, come on, gold. All right. I'll give it to right there. Hopefully it doesn't come and bite me in my ass right here. Okay. Mm. Well, I mean, I don't. So gold is retesting that area. I mean, we had this big breakdown. So I do expect at least a rejection here. I do expect a rejection. Yeah, I expect a rejection. I mean, especially after we got this big move down, we gap down, price is pulling back into this area. I expect a rejection has to come. Now, I guess it doesn't have to, but it's highly likely the rejection is going to happen. Yeah, actually, I was actually looking for a short at around 423 on Friday that never happened. It was disappointing. I did catch that bottom though. I was able to get into that long towards the end of the day and get some profits because I missed the short. So I was able to get the long. And that's where I got my all my well, I caught the so the drop because I made like 7K on Friday with gold. Uh it was that end of day pump that I caught. I caught 27 points on that. Uh caught the push up, and then I caught that 27.30, yeah, 27 point drop in the pre-market on Friday to be able to pass my Top Step account. So overall, I made about 7K in gold, which it was a nice feeling to go into the weekend being up like that. I mean, gold is pretty straightforward, man. If you can kind of survive, there we go, baby. We're done. We're done, baby. We're done. We're done in this account. Somehow I just lock myself out. We're done. We're done. All right. So we look at the performance. This is day two. Day two, baby. I should have this thing funded by Thursday. Yeah, what's up, Cave Trader? Should have this funded by Thursday. And all right, so this is the Tradeify challenge. You know, there's maybe I shouldn't be greedy with this. Maybe I shouldn't be greedy. I should potentially take profits at 98 because it's a good chance that price will bounce there. It's a good chance. So you know what? It's a good chance price will bounce there. All right, so let's see if it will hit that target right there. Dude, you lost it. What happened to your stop? What happened to your stop, Cave Trader? It's not a trailing drawdown competition, right? Or an intraday trailing drawdown. What happened? Oh, you went in two minis? Well, I mean, hold on. Where were y'all long at? Where were y'all long? Man, well, I know, man, y'all guys got to stop trading gold like she's the NQ. She's not the NQ. She's not the NQ, man. You have to wait for these pullbacks. I understand with Nasdaq, you can get in on the impulsive leg and be profitable, but with gold, that impulsive leg, that breakout leg, whatever term you guys wish to use to describe that leg, it's just better to wait for that pullback. It's 100% better just to wait for the pullback. It's the more profitable trade. Like right here, like just that breakout leg right here, and just pulling back. Like look where it pulled back into, and look at the move you would have got just waiting for this. Like I mean, this is the secret sauce with gold. It's literally the secret. And this is why Nasdaq traders have a hard time transitioning because we can make money on this impulsive leg. Right here, I mean, right here, I mean, that's a good Nasdaq trade right there to, just to chase and get in. You can kind of get in at that trend line right there and take your profits. But and that's what happened. You got a trend line coming down right here. And you can see that gold respected that trend line perfectly. It bounced and then it broke out of that trend line. I'm thinking that it comes back down. Potentially. We got a trend line now. We got a range. So I'm gonna trade this. I'm gonna trade that range right there. I mean, I think I probably should keep. Mm. I'm gonna take my target here. I'm gonna take it here. I'm gonna follow the rules. I'm gonna take the target there. I'm gonna take the target. If we can get a move down, I'll take it right here. Because like Alfred said, we could see a move and continue our like a move to come back up, and then it'll probably come down. You just never know. And I'm not gonna babysit this overnight. You said it was around the 390 support. Oh, okay. You're talking about right here then. Right there. You got that bounce and then it crashed. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the 15-minute, actually, let's look at the 15-minute. Let's look at it. Let's look at the 15-minute. If you look at the 15-minute on gold, you'll see that it you got a perfect double bottom. Yeah, that's why I need to pay attention to gold because on the 15-minute, yeah, I mean we got the rejection, but I mean we can still get a bounce. Mm, okay, we'll see what happens. Uh, yeah, it bounced at this candle right here. It bounced at this candle low right there. It swept the liquidity underneath that low and then it pushed higher. Because I was kind of stalking gold earlier today, paying attention to her, seeing what she was doing. 974. And I was noticing that, I was like, I wonder what it's going to do at that candle. I saw the initial push and then it came back down. And then when I came back to the charts and saw all these green bullish candles, I was like, God damn. Damn. Hey, this is gold anonymous. The gold slander will not be tolerated. This is gold anonymous. Nah, I'm playing. Hmm. Hey, Cave Trader, did you catch the money that you needed in your Apex accounts? I don't slander gold. No, I respect you. I respect gold. I only give gold praise. Gold is a classy woman and she deserves to be treated as such. I mean, unless she stops me out, then yeah, nasty. Mm. Mm. think so. Is that Jonathan? Yeah, for whatever reason, your tag is showing up as or maybe not. Ooh, okay, 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 okay. Okay, I thought so. My bad. It's like, what the heck? Yeah, Jonathan, for whatever reason, your tag is showing up as I don't know why everybody's tag is doing that. I don't know if it's me or if it's YouTube. And that's absolutely correct. Inverse the Sherm, you will find out. Even I'm not immune to that. When I inview and when I inverse my initial thesis, I find out. Mm, of course, I know exactly. Okay. All right. There we go. And that was bothering the hell out of me. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully the market doesn't need to go up to that 20 level. Hopefully we can get the rejection I was looking for here. It would be nice if we get the rejection that I'm looking for. Because I mean, even though I would love for this thing to pull back and short, unfortunately for me and potentially this position, man, we are making higher highs and freaking lower lows, man. Or we're kind of in this channel right here. So mm, kind of in this channel. So I'm hoping for a break of this channel down, at least to my target. That would be nice. I mean, we filled the gap. We're testing. We're seeing a rejection from last week's close. But we are seeing a bounce, like I said, from that candle, from that 15-minute candle. We are seeing a bounce from that 15-minute candle right there. So that is a double bottom retest. The bears completed their objective. At this point, all I'm looking for is just a rejection because the only way for the market to reverse now is if the market breaks and hold underneath 973 because this is a double bottom retest. We have price pulling back into this area, basically a two-legged pullback. Overall, a two-legged pullback too. So the bears have completed their objective. So we could potentially see this thing run higher. Potentially. Well, if I see a really strong push, maybe I'll get out of this. Well, shit. Mm. Hopefully this is a double top right here. Hopefully. So the one thing with gold is like, man, either it's kind of hard to set a stop sometimes and to try to get out of it sooner than later. Because I mean, if I put it below this high, I mean I put it like right there. It really doesn't even make a difference. It's like a point or two. Mm. Mm. Well, mm. Mm. I guess that sucks. Mm. And shit at this point. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it bounces off of last week's low, then I'm definitely getting stopped out. I'm definitely going to get stopped out. Hopefully, this thing breaks down here. That would be nice. Gold. And it sucks because we was up about like $800. So I mean that does suck. If we take a loss here, being up $800. Uh, mm, we can get a double top rejection here. That would be nice. So we got our double top. If this candle breaks that high, shit, I might as well just look for the next setup. If it breaks that high right there, I might as well look for the next setup if it breaks that high because that's a double top rejection. And I will not be resetting this account. Oh shit, that dude got his target hit. I just realized that. I just realized that dude got his target hit. Like I randomly I want yeah, he got his target hit. Excuse me. And his chat was telling him it was telling him, "No, you're not going to get your target hit." Yeah, I just realized that he just got his target hit. It was targeting 18. Oh, well, I guess he didn't get his target hit yet. Never mind. Because if he got his target hit, I would get stopped out. And it's crazy that, I just can't find what I'm looking for, a cipher. Oh, he took his profits. He took his profits. Okay, cool. He didn't get his target hit, but he took his profits. All right. Well, like I said, yeah, if this thing is going to pop up, I'm getting stopped out. All right. I guess I have to accept that. But I would love for this thing to reject and stop playing around, Gold. And then we got point of control right here at 4,000. We got a double bottom at 4,000. Hmm. Or I'm not watching anybody now. I think his name is Zypher. He randomly popped up into my timeline. It's like usually just random streams pop up, and I'll check it out and see what other people are doing. A lot of people are trading gold, or maybe I'm just starting to see more gold traders. That's probably what it is. Since actually, I really won't even know. I really wouldn't even know why I'm starting to see. Well, I guess because I'm looking more at the gold thing with bookmap. That's probably why I'm starting to see gold traders in my feed. That makes sense because I'm looking at thing with bookmap for gold. All right. So far, so good. If we can get a break of this channel, I mean, if it bounces hard off that channel, I mean, shit. If it bounces hard off that channel, then this position's done. Yeah, Jonathan, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. That's why, me personally, I say that gold is the baddest right now in the game. Right now. I mean, Lil Wayne was on top of the game for a while until he wasn't. That could be said. It's the same thing for gold and NQ. I mean, gold is doing numbers right now. But if gold goes back to trading like she doesn't want to do nothing all day, then shit, we got the NQ. We can always fall back to the volatility of the NQ. But man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Ever since I started trading gold, I just don't want to tolerate the manipulative mind games that support and resistance. I mean, I'm over those types of games now. I think if push come to shove, I might have to go back and trade ES. But let's just hope that gold doesn't ever stop being herself. Because I would prefer to trade gold over everything right now. I can trust support and resistance. I mean, it kind of overshot here, but I guess it did just only go to the value area low from Friday, I guess. And then we got a rejection from the value area low from Friday. I thought that there was going to reject it around the last week's close because gold. I mean, I guess it really depends on which area she chooses to react at. But 9 times out of 10 is going to be an area of support or resistance. This time she just rejected off of the value area low instead of the last week's close, which she usually rejects at the last week's close. She usually does. And she really doesn't overshoot that level at times. So it was surprising to see it go that far, but uh, mm, all right, we'll see what happens. Like I said, if she bounces hard off the bottom of that channel, and then the Bulls got it, then unfortunately for my position, the Bulls got it. Just gonna have to find the next setup. Alfred said he's done with the daily loss limit accounts. Mm. Yeah, the daily loss limit is definitely a double edged sword. I was just thinking about it. Yeah, it protects me from myself. It protects me. I mean, honestly, if I have a daily loss limit, that's usually where I'm going to stop at. I mean, if I have a $2,000 daily loss limit, then shit, we about to lose $2,000 because we're going to keep on trying until we can't try it no more. But then, that's a double edged sword because what if you lose the $2,000 and then the market wants to start acting right after that? After it stops you out and you're locked out of the account and and you're forced to accept that loss. You have to come back tomorrow to get it or the next session to get it back. It's definitely a double edged sword. Honestly, I wouldn't want to lose $2,000 in daily loss limit. Uh, but I will say that with that Top Step account, there was one day where I lost like $1,700 because gold was just being difficult. Like she just kept popping back up and stopping me out. But I was confident that she was going to short. And then I think on the third or fourth time, she finally went short and I was able to get my money back plus. So if I had a small daily loss limit, I would have to accept that loss versus actually coming out with a win that day. So, man, mm, yeah, it is a double edged sword. Hmm. Can we see a failure from the Bulls here? That would be lovely. That would be lovely to buy or to sell into a buyer failure at the trend line. That would be lovely for the Bears or the Bulls to fail here and get a nice, beautiful stop run down. like it. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay. All right, man. Hey, yeah, what's up, Tony Gold? What's up? Okay. All right. Well. All right. So if gold bounces up again, I'll try to take the smaller loss here. But it's hard, man. This will be a hard trade to get stopped out of because I have my stop in the correct location. This is probably as tight as I can have my stop. Okay. But I just don't want this thing to pop up and stop me out. And then this thing goes in that direction. Mm. And this is how tight I can. I mean, okay. Well, I was up 800. I think I lost four. Let me see. I lost four. I was up 800 though. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. We'll get the money back though. It just sucks. It just sucks because I was up 800. All right. So this is going to be my last attempt to short this market. I probably, because I mean, if it doesn't short at 24, because I was looking at 23 last week. I was looking at 23 to short, but then obviously it didn't hit 23. That shit just hit 22, 21, and then drops. Mm. Oh shit, my bad. I was muted this whole time. My bad. Don't even know how I did that. But I guess the last thing I said, Alfred, was that yeah, that is a crazy idea. It's not really crazy, it's just blasphemous as hell. We take profits at our target. We take profits at our target. I guess it was mm, I guess it was kind of far fetched to think that the market was going to short here after this double bottom retest. I was hoping for a pullback. But with all these green candles, I mean, that was highly unlikely. So I was just hoping for the pullback, for a rejection. But I mean, as I drew that trend line or that trend channel, I should have known, honestly. I mean, I should have known. I don't know why I try to play with gold as if she's the Nasdaq. I still make that mistake from time to time, hoping that maybe this one time she'll do something different this time. Maybe, but she doesn't. Uh, but that is definitely a legit level. Oh. Okay. I just remember if this thing crashes down and it taps 4003, then I'm going to cancel one of these orders. Or I don't even know how many limits I can actually have on the board at one time. But okay. I think it's a good time to talk about uh Friday, what I said I was going to do over the weekend on Friday. So the Audible Atomic Habits. I said I was going to listen to this over the weekend, and I did that. I will say that Atomic Habits is probably one of the best trading psychology books out there. It really opened the door for a lot of things that we were talking about. It's very interesting that the universe will provide you answers if you ask it the right questions. And what I mean by that is, we talked about how, for whatever reason, I just kind of derailed from the path. I was just trying to find the new best thing. We had a winning strategy. I mean, we still have that winning strategy. It's just that for whatever reason, I don't use it. This strategy allowed me to get payouts every week from the month of February. I think my first payout was January 22nd. So from January 22nd to about April, we was getting paid out every week. And that got boring, as crazy as that sounds. I got bored of being consistent. I got bored of being profitable. I got bored of the payouts. It wasn't challenging. And so what do? I go into self discovery mode, trying to find that new shiny object that does the same exact thing from my previous strategy. I wanted to find something more faster more dangerous. I guess it feels like gambling, I guess. So I can get that gambling feel because, waiting for the break and pullback, waiting for the setup is definitely boring. It doesn't even feel good. Um, you're in the trade for 2 seconds because most of the time you're patiently waiting for the setup. And as soon as you enter a trade, it's instantly hitting your target. So it wasn't fulfilling. And from April, I think I had two payouts, and then I had two more payouts in September. I was able to get a payout for my birthday, so that was a great uh, gift to myself. I was able to get paid out for my birthday, and I was able to get paid out for the following week. But and then I believe I just kept blowing accounts after that because I went back to gambling. I think what it is that I know that I'm capable of doing it because I can kind of do it whenever I start to really focus. But it's just maintaining that focus has been challenging because it gets boring. So what this book kind of opened my eyes to is exactly that. The brain gets bored. It gets bored. I'm pretty sure everybody here can relate to whenever you try something new, you discover something, the excitement that you feel when you want to go out and try it out, when you're back testing and looking for a consistent strategy, it's invigorating. The brain, according to this book, loves tasks that are not too complicated, but at the same time gives it a challenge. And once you fall out of that sweet spot that the brain craves and loves, it takes discipline to stay that path. Because the brain, it loves apparently loves pleasure. That's why it always does things to get that dopamine hit reward. It performs tasks not for the sake of performing tasks, but to receive a dopamine hit. And if your task that you perform or the task that you give it to perform doesn't give it that dopamine release, then it doesn't even want to do it. And it's that internal battle between what you're supposed to do and the things that you want to do. You know it's wrong, but you want to do it, so fuck it. It gets that dopamine hit. That's what the brain wants. And you just have that internal battle. You know what you're supposed to do, you just don't do it. So I found that very enlightening. It gave me an answer to a question that I had for a very long time. It also opened my eyes to the importance of having somebody to always talk to. I was trapped in a loop, a prison that I created. I was in this prison, metaphorically, obviously. And without, it's kind of like what is it that Jin Cherokee with Naruto? Uh, uh, Jin, uh, a Jin Cherokee can't be put under genjutsu because it always has somebody, to touch it or to touch them and bring them back to reality. It's very similar to that situation. I was in a genjutsu, a self-induced genjutsu, and it took somebody else having that conversation to get me out of it and see it. And now that I see it, now I can no longer be, what's the word I'm looking for? I can no longer be put under that same genjutsu ever again because I'm now aware of it. I'm now above it. So I can never be below it again. So it's very important to have somebody to talk to. I just realized that as well. Because I never would have got out of that genjutsu if I didn't read this book. So I don't know why I randomly wanted to read this book over the weekend, but I'm glad I did. There was another book that the universe gave me, and it was, like I said, it was very random. And this book helped me unlock another part of me, another part that I guess that I kind of locked away and threw away the key a very long time ago. And I'm talking about so long, and this is in my childhood. And this book is called The Four Agreements, but that's not the book that actually did it for me, actually. Everybody's probably familiar with The Four Agreements, but it's actually his follow up book that did it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it because I don't remember the name. Hold on, give me a second. And once I kind of show you the book that I'm talking about, I kind of talk about why and what it did for me. All right. So the Four Agreements, I'm pretty sure people are familiar with this book. So if you have time to listen to this on Audible, I would definitely recommend listening to it. It's a spiritual book. I want to. It's a spiritual book. It really is. Metaphysics, if you're more comfortable with that term, metaphysics, spiritual is all the same shit. But it's not this book. It's the Mastery of Love. This is the book that I highly recommend. Highly recommend this book. What this book talks about, and I'll give you the description. I'm actually going to read all his books and listen to them, but so far, this one is my favorite so far because this is the one that really opened my mind, and it actually brought me back to a conversation that me and Alfred had previously. When Alfred became super profitable, he said something that did not go over my head. It's just that I didn't accept it, and I want to emphasize on that word, accept. He said that he wanted to be profitable. He just accepted himself as a profitable trader. And ever since that point, he's been profitable. He's consistently receiving payouts from these firms because he's accepted that about himself. Uh, yeah, I guess it's not in the description. But what a lot of these books talk about is the virus, the mind virus that is fear. And this book says something so powerful to me that now that can no longer put me under the Agenjutsu either. It says that it separates that, well, it allows you to know that even though we're different, multiple parts, and our whole being is different components that work simultaneously together, uh, the mind, the body, and the soul. He said something about the mind that was very powerful that really got me to think, and I hope that it gets you to think too. In this book, he says that your stomach, your body can get hungry and your mind can get hungry. And you have to understand the difference. And once he said that, it was so powerful because there have been situations where I'm hungry with my mind, but you can't satisfy that hunger. If your mind is hungry for something, you'll never be able to satisfy that hunger. But if your body is hungry for something, you can satisfy that hunger. And you have to understand the difference. You have to. The mind tries to take over the body. It's supposed to lead the body, not take over it. And if the mind is full of viruses, as the author likes to use, it will detour the body from the path. The body depends on the mind for guidance. And if the head of the ship, the captain, is mentally retarded. Well, how far you think the body's going to go? And that separation really just brought so much enlightenment. It's like, wow. Like, and a good example that I kind of deal with is my mind tells me that I want junk food. I've done a really good job of taking a lot of junk out of my diet. But there are times where I will indulge in like maybe some fries or something or a cake every once in a while. And I'm not actually hungry for it, but my mind is hungry for it. It's my mind is like, "Oh my god, I want a piece of cake right now. Oh my god, I want some fries right now. Oh, I want to go and just indulge in this and I want to indulge in that. I want to indulge in sex. I want to indulge in being lazy. I want to indulge in all these things that are not beneficial to me." And sometimes I would give into it. It's just an indulgence. And then the mind convinces you that, oh yeah, it's just this one time. It's never the one time. It's never the one time. But because I guess I didn't have that understanding, or that separation is probably a better word, you know, I would give into those things. Now I won't, because I understand that, you know what? Wow, that's powerful. I will never be able, it's never one time with the mind. It's the mind is like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want. But you'll never be able to satisfy that hunger, ever. Hmm. So yeah, I would definitely listen to this book. Like I said, I'm gonna listen to the rest of them probably next weekend. I gotten through, so I've listened to the Four Agreements. I've listened to the Mastery of Love. I think I listened to one more. Listen to one more, I think. I could have sworn I did. Or The Voice of Knowledge. The Voice of Knowledge is all right. It's all right. It's not, it doesn't hold a candle to The Mastery of Love. It doesn't. It's all right. The Voice of Knowledge, what that book tries to get you to understand is that, science backs this up. If you choose to believe it, if you choose to believe your thoughts are yours, you can believe whatever the hell you want. But what this book suggests is that like our brains are like it picks up on frequencies like we're radios, and we're just picking up frequencies, and we're just hearing those frequencies in our language in our head. uh, I mean I would like to think that my thoughts are mine, but then I also understand that the mind is very, it can be influenced in different ways. So I will accept that. I will accept that, as much as I would love to believe that all my thoughts are mine, and I've taken the time to have a very solid belief system that I constructed and engineered myself, there is a possibility that there has been outside influences that I'm not aware of that could have shaped a lot of my thinking. A lot of my thoughts that, I no longer use these thoughts, but they're still there, are from my childhood, where, I didn't know any better. I had to rely on my environment and people that I saw was in authority to to think for me. But as I said, I've kind of done away with those thoughts, but those thoughts are still there. So I have to accept that. Mm, because obviously I don't believe any of that shit anymore. I've proven a lot of my old thoughts to be not true. They're only true in certain circumstances. So that means that they're partially lies. They're partial truths. They're not real. They're just illusions. They're not the truth, because the truth will always be the truth. If you jump off a bridge, you will always fall. That is the truth. There will be no situation where you jump off a bridge and you don't fall. You jump off anything, you'll fall. Mm, yeah. So, you said becoming a butterfly. Mm, but I think the next book. So where's my phone at? Ask this AI tool that to put it to put these books in order based on. So I've already listened to the Four Agreements. I listened to the Mastery of Love. There's supposed to be a freaking Four Agreements companion book. I don't see that. All the time in the world, huh? I don't see that. I guess. I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe it's just not on Audible. The Fifth Agreements is probably what I'll read next. Voice of Knowledge, already read that. The Three Questions. Okay. But yeah, if y'all have the time, give these books a read. Obviously, he has more than 7 books though. Two. Mm, uh, mm. This is 14 hours of life and death, huh? I don't like reading books about death. I understand it's a possibility. I get it. But I don't like listening to shit like that. I don't care to be reminded of my mortality. I don't care to listen to shit like that. I guess I'll the poisoned arrow, huh? I'll listen to this. So book two of what? Of Toltec wisdom. Living a life of awareness. The poisoned arrow. Okay. The poisoned arrow, huh? I'll listen to that next. Or I'll listen to that after I'm done. The art of showing up, bringing your true self to all of your relationships. This is very powerful too. I think we've all kind of I guess what these books ultimately reminds us is that we're born perfect, and over time we move away from our perfect selves due to try to protect ourselves from the world and other people. Mm. I almost allowed a past relationship to change me for the worse, and that would have I would have lost. I don't ever want to give anybody the power to shape my reality and to shape how I treat the next person in my life. But I almost allowed it to. I almost did. I'm just glad that I that I didn't, because if I did, I wouldn't have the relationship that I have now. And I realized that like life will kind of test you. It, it will test you. I guess they say that life doesn't give you more than you can handle. Well, if you fail life's shit test, if you fail life's shit test, then you're literally blocking your blessings. And I guess you just won't get what was intended for you because you have to pass the test in order to get it. And I look back and it's like, it's like when things just fall into place, like things fall into place. It's like if you didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. And boy, things happen so fast. If I didn't act then and there, life would be different. Every relationship, well, I wouldn't even really call them a relationship. Every person that I spend time with brought me to this point. I've taken a lot of things from the females that I was with previously. I've learned a lot, and now it's really prepared me because shit, I'm low key a girl dad now. I got girls on the later side of life, just having girls for whatever reason, and just being more emotionally intelligent. Man, if I didn't actually grow emotionally and to be able to not only understand my emotions but recognize the emotions of other people, my daughter, I mean, I wouldn't have I would have treated her as if she was my son. And I understand that that's wrong. You don't treat girls the same way that you don't raise girls the same way that you raise boys. You won't get the results that you want. I'm pretty sure that's obvious for obvious reasons. Boys kind of need that emotions early on so they can be strong, but as they grow up, you're going to have to wean them off of that. Take them into the woods and have them come back a man per se. But you're always going to have to manage emotions of a girl because she's always going to have them until obviously menopause, and then that's when they don't usually have the same feelings women do. But until that point, they are emotional beings. Uh, they experience the world through their emotions, and if you choose to ignore that, you're not going to get the response, or you're not going to get the results that you want. And yeah, I mean, these books kind of just really kind of showed that to me. So I'm gonna get off my box. Hopefully, you take the time to read it because I really think that those books are very powerful, especially Atomic Habits. I think actually, let me show that. I think that book is. I mean, if you're going to read a book or listen to a book on Audible, that's the book that you should listen to. Atomic Habits. There we go. Really great book. It'll probably answer a lot of the questions that you've had. It answered my questions. So, uh, yeah, give it a read. All right. So, if my limit doesn't get filled here, uh, uh, man, mm, it should be good. But I'm not gonna let this. I'm not gonna let this trade play overnight. If I get filled, I will let it run overnight. If it doesn't get filled before we end the stream in the next 15, 30 minutes, then I'll just wait for a setup tomorrow. Because, I mean, obviously the market broke out and then it started to trend, it started to grind higher. So the market is trying to get somewhere. The question is, will we see the rejection in this area? Or will we see another breakout? Because if I'm looking at the 15-minute, man, this thing looks like it can break out. Man. Shit, this thing looks like it can break out. But there is resistance here. We got to respect the bears. But man, I mean, this thing can go. So I mean, I don't know. Uh-huh. Gameway says that you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. That's insanity, right? Greed. Hmm. 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 Yeah, that's probably more like it. Yeah, yeah, that's probably more like it. You know what? I'm gonna cancel this order. I'm gonna cancel it. I'm gonna cancel it. It may work actually. Actually, uh, hmm. All right. So let me make sure that's not the account that I actually got money already in. Let me make sure. So I do want to take the trade though. It's just that I'm not gonna take the trade in that account. Okay. So all right. So 192. Okay. All right. 191. Until they get punished in the mouth. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. 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 Mm. Bullshit. Shit. I guess we could look at the Nasdaq. Hmm. Mm. Well, I mean, if I'm not going to overthink this, I mean, um, I do think that we'll probably get a retest of this double bottom right here. I'm not going to overthink it, but I do see a range. Potentially here on the Nasdaq right there. Potentially. Okay. So we could see the market fill that gap right there, the opening gap, 995 to about 626.15. That looks like a good area for the market to tap into and bounce. But uh we do have a double top right here. We do have a double top. Okay. All right. So let's see what happens at these ranges. Let's see what happens at these ranges right here. In queue with the senior citizen price action. Man, it's just so sad to see the NQ just to be trade this way. It's all this grinding and chopping, and it's so heartbreaking to see it be this way. Mhm. Okay, so we got a trend line right there. Got a trend line. Okay. So, I mean, that trend line kind of changes things. Let me make sure. Let me lock it down. Oh, let me lock it down. I mean, that trend line changes things. And we got price breaking out of the trend line. Basically, price gapped over the trend line. And as it gapped over the trend line, we got support right here. And then we got this resistance trend line for price to find support. So I will say that this is about a 70% chance that if price pulls back into this area, we could see a bounce. But if we don't see a bounce, this is a great area to wait for the break and to trade that pullback. That'll be a great area because we got a breakdown of two areas of potential support. So that would be a great move down. And yeah, that would be a great move into this area right here. Mm. Oh, that's a 250K account? Oh crap, I forgot. Oh damn, I forgot. I shouldn't have taken that short. I forgot. I forgot. Forgot. I think we had tariff news over the weekend. I think the China deal went through, I think. I forgot about that. Oh shit. I forgot about that. Fed Waller. Yo, hold up. Let's see who this is. Fed Waller. This guy said that if Trump asked him to be the Fed chair, he would say yes. Bro, your boss is in the yo, that's crazy to say out loud. You don't ever outshine the master. What? That's crazy for him to say that shit out loud. That's crazy. Don't ever outshine the master. He showed his hand. He basically said that he's gunning for Jerome Powell's position. He's not even out of it yet, and he openly said that shit. That's crazy. When he gets kicked out the group text, the group chat, when he's not getting invited to shit anymore, he's gonna wonder why. Because ain't no way that Trump is gonna ask an existing member to be no damn Fed chair, unless him and Trump already has a relationship. It's pretty obvious that Trump wants somebody that's on his program. So unless he's having secret conversations with Trump, he's not getting chosen. I don't see anything. I don't see that on Financial Juice though. I don't see anything about the China deal. Yeah, that's crazy though. I mean, that's crazy that he would say that shit out loud. That's crazy. All right, so the United States and China reached a new trade deal. Yeah, dude, it's crazy that I saw this shit in the chat and I literally forgot about it and wonder why gold is pushing up the way that it's pushing up. I should have thought about that. So it says the United States and China reached a new trade and economic agreement in the late October 2025 during a face-to-face meeting between Trump and Xi in South Korea. It says this meeting, the first between the two leaders in 6 years, resulted in the deal aimed to de-escalate trade tension that had escalated over tariffs, rare earth metals, and fentanyl. Under the agreement, China committed to halting the flow of fentanyl into the United States, suspending its new export controls of rare earth metals and related materials announced in October 2025, ending a retaliatory measure against the U.S. semiconductor manufacturers. In return, the U.S. agrees to reduce tariffs on Chinese goods to 47% and refrain from imposing a threatening 100 tariff increase. So, well, we don't get no more 100% on China Trump tweets anymore. We don't get those anymore unless, I mean, if Trump, I think Trump will stick to the agreement. I think if Trump is one thing, he's a businessman above everything else. And I want to assume that if he makes an agreement, that he'll stand next to it. Now, I don't know this man personally. It's obviously an assumption. If he's done so in the past, I don't care to even look. So I just prefer to assume that he would stick to his word, especially since negotiating and deals is literally his brand, literally. So, um, the U.S. also suspended a 24% reciprocal tariff on China for another year, which has been subject to repeat 90 days extension since May 2025. China also agrees to resume large scale purchases of American soybeans and other agricultural products, a move welcomed by the U.S. farmer and trade representatives. Honestly, I wonder why they, well, okay, yeah, because China, okay. I mean, why do they want to sell soybeans to China? Like, what's up with that? I mean, honestly, if I was China, I was like, I mean, I will buy it, but we'll just dump all that shit into the ocean or some shit. Why the fuck y'all trying to sell us some damn soybeans for? Why? That's that's kind of that's kind of suspicious. So while the agreement has been described as a significant step towards restoring stability and trust in US-China relations, some analysts caution that it may represent a temporary truce rather than a long-term solution to deeper structural issues. The deal is reportedly subject to annual renegotiation, and both sides acknowledged ongoing friction despite their cooperation. I mean, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. China was on a path to being a superpower. If Trump did not win this election, Trump would be, or not Trump, China would be the superpower of the world. Now, let's be completely honest. China would be the superpower of the world, and I don't know how the United. I mean, unless the United States is willing to go to war, hopefully not. I really don't see how the United States would recover from that. I really don't. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. How do you recover from that? Okay. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. Oh, soybean soy sauce. Oh, my bad. I didn't know that was. I thought China already had that covered over there. Mm. Yeah. Well, so if you read the book Economic Hitman, uh, it describes China actually has a lot of influence globally over the world already. It's basically implying so with the United States, the way that they go in and they change, or the word that they love so much, they implement democracy by overthrowing governments or destabilizing economies, changing out the government, placing plants of replacing leaderships with the plants that they want, and like I said, administering democracy. China does it very differently. China does the complete opposite. They say that they don't care how the fuck you run your shit, as long as what you're doing don't get in the way with what we trying to do. We don't care how you do things, and that's why you're seeing a lot of countries now doing more business with China than the United States, because China is not trying to impose their will or their beliefs on developing countries. Even though China is basically taking over Africa, they're not trying to impose their will on Africans, but they basically own Africa. I mean, that's just the reality. Or and they're doing that with a lot of third world countries. China is a very it's very powerful. It has a lot of influence, and yeah, kind of gets you to think that I mean, I guess you have to love the United States because we can all be individuals. Well, we're not forced to be in a communist society. But man, China is making it us like, yeah, people don't got individual, like we don't encourage individualism. We want everybody to act as one because it's beneficial to China. They want their actions to benefit China. And from the videos I've seen with China, I mean, shit. Hmm. Kind of gets you to think. I mean, is it really that bad if that's going to be the outcome? Now, I'm not saying that all of it is good. Obviously, I mean, and to have balance, there needs to be good and bad. Obviously, you can't be all good because it won't be balanced. But the way that they got their stuff set up over there, outside of the negative stuff, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, all right. Well, I kind of want to let this be known that if this got filled, I would have taken it on the other account, but this is a throwaway account that I'm taking this trade on. I'm gonna leave this trade overnight and see what happens. This is a throwaway account. I want to make that clear. Um, I don't like the fact that the market is taking all day in this area. So, but if the market does pull back into this area, I do want to take this trade, and I will be taking this trade. So I will be leaving this limit sitting overnight. Uh, if the market chooses to pull back, I will participate in this trade. Hopefully, I get to stay in this trade, and that would be nice. That would be nice. Participate and win in this trade. Gotta be very clear with gold. She's nasty like that. She's a nasty one. Yeah. Mm. And I mean, the main reason why I'm kind of taking this trade is because I missed this trade Friday, or I didn't miss the trade Friday. It's just that gold didn't give me an opportunity to take it. The market dumped at 21 instead of pulling up to like 23, 24. I'm gonna take that trade. I'm gonna take it. All right, guys. I guess that's going to be it for me. I guess the new schedule, since we went back in time, I kind of want to keep this consistent. So instead of starting at or 9 o'clock, I'll just start at 8 o'clock, and then we'll just end at like 9:30 or something like that. 9:30, 10 o'clock. It really depends. Um, it really depends on what the market is doing. The market is slow around 9:30, 9:45. We'll just end it there. But if we're getting some movement, if we're in a trade, then shit, you already know how that shit goes. So, but all right, guys, that's it for me. We'll definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.